Student debt has been an issue of increasing importance in the US, and first-time college students might look at all of it and get totally terrified of taking out a loan. But like with anything, at least some of that fear comes from fear of the unknown. So let's clear up that fear by understanding exactly what's going on with student loans. There's actually three main ways to fund your education: scholarships, grants, and loans. And most students end up using a combination of the three. However, the long-term consequences of loans means understanding them is especially important. Loans in general. Let's get the basics down first. Loans happen when a creditor gives money to a debtor to be paid back with interest, usually expressed as the percentage they tack on each year, your APR. APR can be either fixed rate, set in stone from the day you start the loan, or variable, changing over time. Most creditors will charge a higher APR if your credit score is low, and might refuse to loan to you at all. Unlike a car or home loan though, with student loans, you take on debt as you incur costs of school. You usually don't take out all the money all at once. Something you need to consider is that student debt is the hardest kind of debt to discharge in a bankruptcy, and there's special legal protections in place to make sure your creditors get paid. You can thank our politicians for that one. So tread very carefully in considering student loans as a means to pay for school. Federal loans. Remember our friend FAFSA? If you've got that done, it opens up federal loans as an option. These, appropriately enough, come from the federal government, which gives them a few special quirks. The APR is set by Congress, and it doesn't change with your credit score. This means both that all federal loans are fixed rate and that you can get a federal loan with a bad or non-existent credit score. If you get a government job, you could get debt forgiveness on federal loans. Your payment plans are usually a lot more flexible than with private loans too. And depending on your financial need, you could be eligible for subsidized loans, which means the interest is paid while you're in school. In effect, this means the clock doesn't start on that interest until you leave school. One last thing, there is a cap on how much money you can borrow regardless of your financial need. In 2020, that's $7,500 if you're dependent and $12,500 if you're independent. That's why some people turn to private loans. You can get a car or a home loan from a bank, so why not get a student loan? A private loan is a loan from anyone who's not a government, so mostly banks and credit unions. They have wildly different APRs based on your credit score and who you're borrowing from, and can be either fixed rate or variable. It is possible for a student who has a really good credit score to get a better rate with a private loan than with a federal loan. But on the flip side, that does mean that if your credit score is low or you have no credit score, you might not be able to get a private loan. Parents' loans. If you've reached your federal borrowing limit and you don't have the credit for private loans, and you have willing parents, they can actually take out a loan on your behalf. There's a federal version called the Parent Direct Plus, another fixed-rate federal loan that almost anyone can get. Well, anyone who's not the parent of an independent student, they're locked out of this one. But there are still private parent loans that don't care about your dependency status. Hopefully having more knowledge about student loans helps to put you more at ease. You're a little bit wiser about loans overall, and now have more knowledge about federal loans, private loans, and loans for your parents. The choice to take on debt is a big decision and warrants caution and careful thought before signing that dotted line. The key is to make sure that your debt is an investment in something even greater. So stay in school, kids!
Hey, thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to leave a like on your way to your next adventure. I cover everything adulting, from personal finance to civic engagement and beyond. If that's your jam, you can subscribe to the channel. If there's something you want me to cover next, drop a suggestion in the comments down below.